In an important interconference battle between two teams right now tied for first place in their respective divisions. The Atlanta Falcons at 6-2 go against the New England Patriots, who are in a four-way tie in the AFC East at 5-3. Along with Matt Millen, I'm Dick Stockton. Let's talk about the Falcons first. They're off to their best start in history. 6-2, mighty impressive. We know the record is good, but is the team that good?
Well, before you declare them real good, they have to prove that they can do it week in and week out. It's kind of like a ladder, and the step this week on that ladder is the New England Patriots, and you're really not going to consider them until they get out there and beat the San Francisco 49ers of their own division. But the Patriots are a team that is beatable, and if they're going to get that done, Chris Chandler is the guy who's got to get part of it done, and the other guy really is Jamal Anderson. When Chandler plays, they have a chance. When Jamal Anderson's running at his best, they got a real good chance.
Meanwhile, the Patriots are short-handed, and they are depleted at wide receiver. Terry Glenn and two other wide receivers not playing today. Willie McGinnis, their best pass rusher, is also out. So this team is not playing at full strength by any means. Where does that put them into today's game?
Well, I think they're not going to be defined today so much by who's not there, but who is there. And this is supposed to be a team that's Drew Bledsoe's team. And he's supposed to be a franchise player. And he's got to be the kind of guy, when you're named a franchise player, that when everything else is not going right, you can stand head and shoulders above everyone else. The great ones all are. So this is really a test, not so much for the Patriots as well as it is for Drew Bledsoe, if he can carry them.
So it's the Patriots and the Falcons with so much at stake as we enter the second half of the season in the NFL, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment.
Awesome NFL Sunday.
And welcome back to Foxborough, 35 miles south of Boston. And the temperature as we start the game, 44 degrees, not much of a wind. It is cloudy and brisk, and a typical fall day in New England. The New England Patriots have won the toss. So Morton Anderson will kick off for the Atlanta Falcons. Derek Cullors and Chris Canty are back deep for the Patriots. Cullors, the primary return man, is on the left. New England 5-3, one of four teams tied for first in the AFC East. Falcons even with the Niners in the NFC West. And it's returned by Derek Cullors on the 10-yard line. Changes direction. And a flag goes down. Cullors would have had a lot more had he not been tripped up by Randy Fuller. And our referee is Phil Luckett, and he'll explain the flag. It is against New England, and that will nullify a good portion of that fine return. So Drew Bledsoe coming into the quarterback, and Matt explained how important he is to the Patriot cause today. No other passer in the AFC has thrown for more yardage thus far. Armstrong, Lane, Woolabar, Rucci, and Moss, the offensive line. And they have done a good job in protecting Bledsoe. Robert Edwards, the sensational rookie running back. Tony Simmons, the rookie who starred last week as a wide receiver. And Ben Coates, their #1 target, the tight end. Pat starting from the 19. Bledsoe to go to the air on first down on the first play of the game, and the pass is caught by Ben Coates, who caught 10 passes and a touchdown last week against the Colts in a gain of 6. Defensively, John Burrow, Lester Archambault, Shane Dronette, and Chuck Smith, Bennett, Tuggle, and Henri Crockett, who has been out 6 weeks. He'll start at linebacker. Ray Buchanan, Eugene Robinson, William White, and Michael Booker still playing in place of Ronnie Bradford out with a knee injury. And there's Travis Hall. There's the Dronette. We will see Travis Hall before long. He's been out with a knee injury. 2nd down and 4. And here is Robert Edwards giving ground. And Booker coming in from the secondary, making the tackle and a loss on the play of a couple.
If you look at the New England Patriots right now, and you know they're depleted in their wide receiver corps, they still have to throw the ball because you can't be one-dimensional. Now, Robert Edwards has been a strong rookie, but he's got a ways to go. He's finding himself as he goes. This game still goes back to Drew Bledsoe. And if he's going to have success, he's going to have to use some of the wide receivers, but it's also going to have to come from Ben Coates' tight end, the chain mover today.
And I mentioned Travis Hall, and he's been out with a knee injury, but he's in the game now at defensive tackle on 3rd and 7. Out of the shotgun is Bledsoe, and he gets a rush. And Lester Archambault coming in, gets the sack for the Atlanta Falcons. Another loss on the play of 8 yards, and it's 4th down.
Eugene Robinson is maybe one of the smartest guys in the field, and he understands exactly what Ben Coates means. And so you take that away first. Then he has to look outside to Jefferson. Ray Buchanan just all over him. And then when you're looking down the field, trying to get some, that can't happen. There comes your sack.
So Tom Tupa will kick from inside his 5-yard line. Todd Kinchin, who suffered a concussion last week against the Rams, but recovered enough to start. And a fumble, and they say the ball was blown dead, so it'll still be Falcons' ball. And they'll get it in New England territory after the 40-yard punt by Tom Tupa, and a close call for Atlanta.
And Kinchin's getting up a little dazed. I'm surprised he's even out there after the shot he took last week.
He took a tough shot. So Chris Chandler, very impressive with a 12-3 record in his last 15 starts at quarterback. Whitfield, Collins, Tobeck, Williams, and Ephraim Salam. The offensive line for Atlanta, Jamal Anderson, the sensation this year, and Terrence Mathis and Tony Martin, 2 brilliant wide receivers. 2 tight ends start for the Falcons on the Patriots 46. Jamal Anderson, on his first foray of the game, picks up about 4 yards. New England on defense, and they have shuffled that defensive line. Rookie Greg Spires getting the start at defensive end. Willie McGinnis inactive today. The linebackers, Slade, Ted Johnson, and Todd Collins. Pretty good threesome there. And the secondary with Ty Law and Lawyer Malloy. There is Willie McGinnis, who leads the team in sacks. He's been their best pass rusher, but he's out for the 3rd game. 2nd and 5. Bob Christian is in as the up back.
Lawyer Malloy walked up right away.
Chandler on the screen pass, and it's caught by Christian, the fullback, and a 1st down. Bob Christian stays in bounds, and Christian gets down where a flag is thrown to the 1-yard line. He did not go out of bounds and ended up with a 40-yard gain before Law and Canty saved the touchdown.
That's amazing, really, because that could have been an interception right at the start. It was well defended, but Chandler just kind of sifted it right through. A face mask at the end of that play. Watch Christian, number 44. See, he's going to go through and then back outside. Now, right there, Wheeler knew it. He felt it. The lineman tried to get his hands down and did that, and it allowed him to get all the way down. A nice job out there by Calvin Collins, and a poor job by Willie Clay of not wrapping his arm. Watch his feet right along the sideline. Ooh, I don't know. He may have been out up top there.
They had an official, though, Matt, right on the line to see, and he did not. So it is 1st and goal for the Falcons on the 1. They have 3 tight ends in the game. Jamal Anderson gets hit at the line, and his 2nd effort, good for the touchdown. It is a touchdown.
I don't hear a whistle.
No, the touchdown is signaled.
Oh, there you go.
The TD was signaled. It's a score. This will not count.
That's good, Dick, because if you notice, 5 of the 6 officials didn't do anything. The one official put his hands up when he saw the plane broken, and it'll be 6 points.
And that's all he had to do is break the plane. Crowd, of course, hoping it was a fumble, but it was not.
Wheeler gets himself a jump. This is all Jamal Anderson is just kind of sliding and getting back. He's through. Now, once he's passed, once he's broken that plane, that's 6.
Number 5, Gordon Anderson.
Ted Johnson got his hand in there, but he had already broken that plane.
And let's see the reaction. Jamal Anderson knew he was over, and of course backed up by the official.
Well, you see that the line judge there, he's just kind of...
He wasn't sure.
No, they all weren't. One man, the head linesman, was right on top of it.
So the Falcons take an early lead, 6-0, and Morton Anderson for the extra point. And the Falcons have taken a 7-0 lead. The big play was the 40-yard catch and run by Christian, but a hard-working touchdown. He crossed the plane. Jamal Anderson gives the Falcons the 7-0 lead.
It's an idea that's to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl.
Well, the best way to silence an enemy crowd is to score quickly. Bob Christian on the big 40-yard pass and run on the screen pass, setting up Jamal Anderson's 1-yard touchdown run. His 7th touchdown of the year rushing, and the Falcons with an early 7-0 lead. Patriots will get the ball as Morton Anderson kicking off for the second time. Jared Cullors and Chris Canty, and this ball returned by Cullors from the end zone. Jared Cullors trying to turn the corner, and he is tripped up and down by Devin Bush.
I think the whole thing was set up by Bob Christian, and a nice job there of one block, and Collins in the second block, and a poor job of tackling. Christian keeps his feet, and that's the big play. And then I want you to listen for the whistle on this play. You're not going to hear it, and the reason you're not is the instant that plane was broken by the ball, it's 6 and it becomes dead. Play is over.
So Ty Law trained. He doesn't hear the whistle, picks up the ball and runs.
Absolutely. You have to play to the whistle. Except on the goal line, it's dead.
Starting from the 25, Drew Bledsoe getting rushed. And a fumble. And the Falcons get it. A turnover, and the Atlanta Falcons get another one, and it was Dronette and Chuck Smith who forced the fumble, and the Patriots unable to keep the Atlanta Falcons defense out.
I think John Burrow's the guy in the bottom of that pile, but Dronette, like you said, and Chuck Smith put the pressure on. But more than that, watch Chuck Smith and Burrow and Dronette outside. It's just, he called it an ET. It's a stunt. And because there was no place to throw down the field, the coverage was there. Certainly he had time to dump it off quick. He's looking the whole way. He's looking to his left, but there's no place to throw. And then Burrow is able to come in and pick up the fumble.
And another golden opportunity for the Falcons on the New England 16. Two tight ends with Santiago and Kozlowski. And here is Jamal Anderson, and Anderson getting inside the 15 for a minimal gain. Ted Johnson, the middle linebacker, making the stop. By the way, that touchdown allowed by the Patriots was only their first rushing score allowed since Game 1 against the Denver Broncos.
And he ran right under the arm, or through the arm, of Ted Johnson, who personally, I believe, is the best inside linebacker in this league. I think he's as good as it gets.
You got a lot of support for that opinion. There's Johnson, 2nd and 8. And the pitch to Jamal Anderson, looking to throw on the option. Jamal Anderson threw it away, and that was a smart play by the running back, because the Patriots had covered the Falcon receivers well.
Well, he was looking for Mathis, number 81, down the field. And a nice job of being smart. First by Lawyer Malloy, and then Chris Canty was hanging back there also. And then if that guy's not there, you got to look back underneath. But he wasn't able to find it because Ty Law was all over him. And if you listened in our pregame show to Cam Oliver's profile of Jamal Anderson, he said, look, I want to do anything. I'll throw it, run it, block, whatever you ask me to do. I just want to win.
Henry Thomas is checked in on the defensive line. 3-man front for the Patriots on 3rd down and 8. And there is Chandler's pass. It's caught at the 5 by Terrence Mathis and close to a first down. And the Falcons leading 7-0, and they have played the early minutes entirely in New England territory, and they get a new set of downs as well.
They went with an 8-man coverage. They only rushed 3. When you don't have a pass rush and your best pass rushers are standing on the sideline, then you have to be creative. You have to either do blitzes, which puts pressure on your man-to-man corners, or you have to just give a lot of people back there with zone.
They're back to the 4-man defensive line. 1st and goal at the 6. And a mix-up, a box play, and Chandler just covers up and drops and loses about a yard.
Well, I believe Jamal Anderson went the wrong way. And because what happens is he's supposed to go this way. Because he's going to turn this way. The quarterback's going to turn this way and fake and then come back the other way. You know, I know he stole this play from the New York Jets. Bill Parcells was running that very play. And I saw it on tape, and I asked Stan Reeves, I said, hey, if anything works, I'll feel it in a second.
He's not above doing that if it works. Second and goal, the ball at the 7. Chandler going up the middle, and the pass is caught for the touchdown. O.J. Santiago, the tight end, with a 7-yard reception, and the Falcons stunning the Patriots and their capacity crowd.
One of the things they do well is they can strike fast. They have big playability. And then when they have that turnover, all of a sudden, they're in the position to do that. This is Lawyer Malloy working on O.J. Santiago, and Santiago's a big man. And then the other thing you're going to see on this, you can see he uses his body, just basketballs it, gets between the defender and the quarterback. But if you notice, no pressure at all.
Martin Anderson, who has missed only one extra point, connects again. And here is Chandler's pass to Santiago. And the Atlanta Falcons, taking advantage of the fumble recovery, have opened up a 14-0 lead over the Pats. Leading the Patriots 14-0. Still plenty of time to go in the first quarter. And that was the 14th fumble recovery for the Falcons, who lead in that department in the NFL. And for the third time in the game, Morton Anderson is kicking off. And this time it's deeper into the end zone where it's down for the touchback.
You get a lot of chances in this league to make big plays. And when you have to take advantage of it. This time, because of the coverage, they're able to force the fumble, and Burrows picks up. And then here's the touchdown. And watch O.J. Santiago. He's right up here working on Lawyer Malloy. Here's the matchup. A nice job of Malloy of being physical, and then recovery by Santiago in the ability to get his body between. And then Chandler, just with no pressure, is able to step in there and throw a rope.
Patriots have not been able to protect Bledsoe well at all against an inspired defense of the Falcons. First and 10 at the 20-yard line. Robert Edwards diving forward in a good gain of 5 yards. New England hasn't been able to do much in the first two possessions. 2 sacks, 1 fumble, and a punt.
Dick, one thing to remember when you're going against Ernie Zampese's offense, it's one of timing. And if you can break that timing, you have yourself a better chance. Now, Bledsoe has a couple things going against him. He doesn't have his regular receivers. And so that timing automatically takes a hit. And then when you have guys jumping their coverage, it makes it even doubly tough.
2 tight ends, Lovett Purnell, number 85, in there with Coates. And now second to fullback. First 4 down is Bledsoe, and on the mix-up, a flag was thrown. And the pass was intended for the rookie fullback, Chris Floyd.
Looks like Shane Burnett jumped inside.
So 5-yard penalty against the Falcons, and that should be a first down for the Patriots. AFC East standings, 4 teams at 5-3. And the Patriots' schedule gets a lot tougher, although this is not an easy game by any means. And they're hoping to get some of their injured players back.
I think what makes it even worse is you're at the 90-minute mark in the first quarter, and you already spotted them 14 points. Now, if they jump out too fast, now the good news is it's early in the game. You can still kind of recover and get back into doing what you want to do. But if they jump out too fast, you're forced to have to throw to get back in it.
And they do not have Terry Glenn, Troy Brown, or Vincent Frisbee. From the 50-yard line, and here's Robert Edwards trying to go outside, and Ray Buchanan missed, and a pretty nifty 9-yard gain by Edwards, who's the leading rookie rusher in the National Football League this year, taking the place of Curtis Martin now with the Jets, and kind of limping going back to the huddle.
It wasn't limping going into that hole because it was his vision. We saw William White, the strong safety, come clean, and then he bounced it outside. I think this kid is just going to continue to get better. He's big. He's not a real fast guy, but he always is moving forward constantly, and that's a very, very positive sign.
Rookie from Georgia, now a 2nd down and 2, and Chris Floyd, the other rookie in the backfield, he's from Michigan. Very close to the first down, up to the 40-yard line.
Nick, in this league right now, there aren't any dominant offensive lines. None. The best offensive lines are the lines that play well together.
Like Minnesota does.
Minnesota's done that. The Denver Broncos have done that. But there isn't a line out there that just blows people off the ball. The Patriots are in that same boat. So what they have to be able to do is just be very assignment-oriented and stay on people.
Third down and inches, and the quarterback sneak by Drew Bledsoe, sufficient for the first down, and the New England Patriots bring it out to the 42-yard line. And as Matt mentioned, still plenty of time to get back in the game. This is a drive that you would hope the Pats, if you're on their side, would get something out of.
Well, what they have, they're calm. That's the one thing I'm seeing right now. They're not panicking. It's a long game. You got a lot to go. You got 7 minutes in the first quarter, so you can implement your full plan.
First down for the Patriots, and the quick drop in the pass off the hands of Robert Edwards, bringing up 2nd and 10.
Last week, Ben Coates seemingly came to life. And your Indianapolis Colts, you're saying, look, everybody's beat up. Coates is going to have to be the guy who's going to have to carry him, and he did. 10 catches, had 100-some yards. Now, the Atlanta Falcons aren't going to let that happen. They're going to jump that coverage. They're going to force him to be physical, and they're going to force him to beat double teams at times. And this man right here, Eugene Robinson, plays with his brain as well as anyone in the league.
Here is Edwards again, and speaking of Eugene Robinson, he forced the play nicely from the secondary, and a gain of only 1 this time for Edwards.
I love players who, if you graph them, their skill level starts, here he is right here. His skill level is starting to go like this, and his brain power is going up like this. He's seeing the whole field, and he knows where everything is in front of him. And he lets it develop and comes up and makes plays. Doesn't run like he did, but he thinks maybe he's got a computer up there. He's got a computer chip in that noodle.
Henry Ellard is in as a third wide receiver on 3rd down and 8. And Bledsoe has to swing it out to Derek Cullors, and he is stopped short of the first down at the Patriot 48-yard line. Good defense by the Falcons with Michael Booker and rookie Keith Brooking making the tackle, and it's 4th down.
Nice call by you on Michael Booker, because not only did he make the tackle, he came off his coverage on Simmons down the field. If you notice, Bledsoe was looking to his right the whole time. He was looking for Simmons. Booker was all over it, forced to throw underneath, and then he made the tackle.
So Tom Tupa will be punting for the 2nd time in this first quarter. Todd Kinchin back deep. Sort of hangs up there, and a fair catch called for by Kinchin at the 21-yard line. It's been all Atlanta with 5:33 remaining in the first quarter. Falcons up 14-0.
We come here on it.
Falcons and 49ers tied for first in the NFC West at 6-2. They're playing next week at the Georgia Dome. And the Patriots locked in a 4-way tie for the lead in the AFC East. Falcons will start from their 21. Long count by Chris Chandler. And it's Jamal Anderson looking for running room. It's not there, up the middle, and Todd Collins and Chris Sullivan are there to bring him down. Well, if the suspense is killing you, then tonight the wait is over. The television event of the season is here when Agents Mulder and Scully return in an all-new episode of The X-Files. The new season begins tonight at 9, 8 Central on Fox.
There's one of the X-Files aliens that we see.
Came from somewhere out there. 2nd and 8. There you see the 3 receivers to the left. And one comes in motion. And here is Anderson again. And Jamal Anderson gets close to the 30-yard line. Will be a couple of yards shy of the first down. Steve Israel and Ted Johnson there.
Dick, one of the things that Terry Bradshaw was talking about in our pregame show, which is a great observation, because the Patriots don't have a lot of people, they're giving you a lot of different looks. They're doing stunts and trying to create mismatches. And so what the Colts did last week and Atlanta's doing now is going with long counts and letting the defensive people kind of dispersed to where they're going to be so you can see where they're at.
3rd down and 2. Henry Thomas bothered with the ankle injury in there now for the Patriots. In motion is Tony Martin. And a play fake. Chandler's pass intercepted. Ty Law. And Ty Law finally is brought down inside the 30-yard line. A big turnover for New England.
Nice job by Ty Law. And not a good job by Chris Chandler. He forced that one in. Ty Law, one of the really good cover corners in this league, and getting better. No place to go. He knew he kind of didn't want to do it. He threw it in a position. Actually, the ball had a chance to be caught, but was tipped. And Law came off on the other side, but he tried to force that ball in. Just watch a nice job by Collins. Just a little bit too much on Mathis.
Ty Law's 6th interception, and right now he has the lead in the NFL. On 1st down, the pass to Robert Edwards. It was a low throw, but he held on to it, and he picks up a couple of yards on the play. So Ty Law now with 6 interceptions, taking over the NFL lead.
He's played really well, and he's been drawing usually the best, toughest receiver out there. And I also believe that he's going to get better because he's a guy who's seeking perfection.
Patriots with an opportunity to get back in the game. 2nd down and 8 on the Falcon 25. Let's stay on the ground to Robert Edwards. And a couple of yards will bring up 3rd and about 5 for New England with about 3 minutes remaining in this first quarter.
Henry Ellard will check into the game along with Derek Cullors. Now, Henry Ellard, as fans may know, was just coaching high school football 2 weeks ago. But he's known this system inside and out. He's been in it his whole career. And they brought him in off the street, and he seemingly didn't miss a beat. And right now, the Falcon defenders are covering these receivers extremely well. Henry Ellard is open right now in the slot. There's nobody on him.
3rd down and 6. And the pressure, and Bledsoe gets rid of it, incomplete, and a good thing he did. Derek Cullors, the intended receiver, and Eugene Robinson came up untouched from the secondary.
Very uncharacteristic of Atlanta. Generally, here's Eugene Robinson. Generally, they're going to stay just in their zones. But Rich Brooks, their defensive coordinator, is rolling the dice. He's looking for somebody. I told you Ellard was uncovered. He was basically covered by the safety, who was about 15 yards deep, but you're forcing him to have to find it with pressure in your face.
This will be a 40-yard field goal attempt by Adam Vinatieri, and the kick is good. So the Patriots taking advantage of Ty Law's interception, and that's 3 very important points. With 2:29 remaining in the first, it's now a 14-3 lead Atlanta.
Are you ready to be a part of the toughest, smartest army in the world? Be all you can be. By Saturn, makers of the world's first 3-door coupe. Why didn't anyone think of this before? By Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, this is the taste. And by Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be.
Chris Chandler getting ready to go back to work after Adam Vinatieri's 40-yard field goal gives New England their first points of the game, and it was Ty Law's 6th interception of the season that set it up. Vinatieri will be kicking off, and Elijah Williams, a rookie from Florida, and the veteran Harold Green is back. And it's going to be Williams. Doesn't have much control when he grabs it, trapped it, but held on and runs it out to the 26-yard line. 2:20 remaining in the first quarter. We'll be right back to Foxborough. See, the Atlanta Falcons, who started 1-7 last year and finished 6-2, have gotten off to a 6-2 start, tied with the 49ers, who they've lost to already, but will have the rematch next Sunday at the Georgia Dome. And that game expected to be a sellout after a very disappointing crowd last week against the Rams. Less than half full for that win. First down for the Falcons on the 26. It's been a running attack thus far for Atlanta, and they keep it that way. Jamal Anderson tripped as he got the handoff and brings it out to the 30-yard line.
I want you to watch the third down. They come with a blitz, but I want you to see, here's Henry Ellard in the slot. They're going to come back in motion over here. And a nice job underneath right there of taking away immediately your only underneath receiver. Everybody else is downfield. Bledsoe has no place to throw the football. No options. You have to take the hit.
Second down and 6. Again, 2 tight ends line up for Atlanta. And Chandler falls down, but he manages to hand off to Anderson. And Jamal Anderson finally stopped. What a tremendous run after 4 Patriots try to bring him down, reminiscent of someone who used to wear number 32 years ago.
Yeah, he has that Jim Brown look, a guy who he says idolized. Looked like Robbie Tobeck stepped on his foot, but he does a nice job of getting the ball to Jamal Anderson, and then Anderson just from the waist down, he's 235, but from the waist down, he's about 280. He's thick-legged. Look at this. I mean, he looks, there's a guard in the backfield right here.
Got to pull up those socks first. 20-yard gain for Jamal Anderson. First down at midfield on the stutter count, and on a rollout, Chandler finds the receiver wide open, O.J. Santiago. And Santiago, the tight end, picks up 24 more yards before Todd Collins brings him down, and the Falcons are at the 26 of New England.
Nice job of setting this up of play calling of Dan Reed. You're running to that right side the whole time. Now you get your defense flowing, and that's tough coverage for your linebacker. If Santiago fakes down inside and comes across, you have to honor the run so you flow hard, and then the ball comes out.
Final seconds of the first quarter. Santiago, who caught a touchdown pass earlier.
That's a big kid, that Santiago.
Look at the passing yards with Bledsoe and Chandler in the duel, and here is Anderson checking the line, and that will be the last play of the first quarter. And that is the end of the first quarter with a score, the Falcons 14 and the Patriots 3. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. We're here in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Dick Stockton along with Matt Millen. The Falcons leading 14-3. And they have the ball on the Patriot 23, second down and 7. Chandler has completed 4 of 5 thus far. 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Handoff to Jamal Anderson. Anderson, who gained 43 yards and scored a touchdown, stopped for a couple of yards. And right now, let's check in with Joe Buck for an NFL update. Joe?
All right, Dick, New Orleans and Minnesota. Randall Cunningham out early with a twisted right ankle. Brad Johnson back in. They don't miss a beat. He says, remember me, 14-yard touchdown throw to Chris Carter. Carter now the all-time touchdown leader in Viking history. They're in the second quarter. Vikings up by 7. Back to New England, Dick and Matt.
All right, Joe, thank you very much. And it's nice when you have 2 quarterbacks like that.
Didn't take him long to find Chris Carter, did it?
No. Third down and 3. Jamal Anderson fights his way for the first down. And now you get an idea of why the Atlanta Falcons have started out 6-2 with the great running of Anderson, who last week had a career-high 172 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Rams.
What I like about Jamal Anderson is he'll give you the tough yards. And, obviously, if there's a hole, he's going to run through it. But if there's not a hole, this is what he does very well. Sometimes there's not a lot to run through. He will push a crease as good as anyone in this league. So with him as an offensive line, you just have to get on people, and he'll create something.
This time Anderson goes in motion to the left, and a whistle and a penalty flag. Bill Luckett in the white hat is our referee.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense, number 90, 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
Chad Eaton, who only played a few plays last week against the Colts.
I told you a lot about Jamal Anderson. There's a lot of things to like about him. The first thing, his power, his attitude is what I really like. He thinks he's great and he wants to be better. He comes from a good family. His dad is a bodyguard, and he's been around a lot of people. And he wears that 32 extremely well. He wears that 32 with pride because, first of all, it's a good football number, but Jim Brown is the reason he wears it. Plays a lot like it.
1st and 5, and here is number 32 for the Falcons, and he goes in for the touchdown.
Let me tell you something. The guy he just gave a stiff arm to is no stiff. That is Ted Johnson, as good a tackler as there is in this league. And I want you to watch right there, right to the face, ran right through it. And look at the striking similarities between Jamal Anderson and Jim Brown. The never-stopping, churning legs, always moving, power, style, he's got it all.
Defenders just slide off of Jamal Anderson the way they did with Jim Brown.
He's a thicker guy than Jim Brown. And a little shorter than Jim Brown, but they have that same powerful leg.
Morton Anderson is perfect on the extra point, and the Falcons now have opened up a 21-3 lead. And let's look at the number 32 today and the number 32 of yesteryear. He wears it because of Jim Brown. Jim Brown's got to be proud of him.
Guide to the Financial World by FD Trinitron Vega Flat Screen TV. It's flat out better from Sony. By Cadillac and your Cadillac dealers. And by the United States Marine Corps. The change is forever.
Falcons leading 21-3 now. Jamal Anderson, with his second touchdown of the game, now leads the NFC with 9 touchdowns, 8 of them rushing. And there is the 7-play, 74-yard drive. And so the quiet Foxborough crowd now seeing if the Patriots can come back and keep it a game as Morton Anderson picks off line drive pick. Derek Cullors on the return. Cullors leaps over a couple of defenders, and pretty nice return out to the 33.
This is a nice blend of speed and power and then awareness, because watch the stiff arm right there to Ted Johnson. To the face, and then the legs keep on moving. And Ted Johnson is, like I mentioned earlier, one of the best linebackers in this league. But he's also disgusted because he knows he came clean and he had a chance to make a play, and Anderson won. Interesting, this week on the TV, HBO did a little thing with Jamal Anderson, and he was saying, bring on Ted Johnson. And Ted Johnson was excited about it, but he won round 1.
Drew Bledsoe can't find a receiver on 1st down, and finally is hit by Cornelius Bennett and picks up 3 yards in the process. And of course, you put on the bulletin board any time you have a chance to get yourself inspired for the game, and that's what the Patriots felt with Ted Johnson, with some of the comments innocently made, as we found out, by Jamal Anderson.
Yeah, but more than that, I mean, you watch the tape and you see who the players are. And Jamal Anderson knows who Ted Johnson is because he studies tape and knows he's a fine player, and vice versa.
Only 17 total yards for the Patriots, and they're not helping their cause at all here. Robert Edwards is knocked back, and they have not blown the whistle.
Not once. They blew it about 10 times.
Yeah, so not much a loss on the play.
They're crushing them. They're abusing them at the line of scrimmage, and this is catching me a little bit off guard. I didn't expect the Atlanta Falcons to be able to do that. Listen to the whistle here. It came right at the end. His forward progress had been stopped. They let it go, and then they whistled it down.
Loss of 3 yards will bring up 3rd down and 10. 3 wide receivers for the Patriots. Drew Bledsoe out of the shotgun, getting pressure again, and this time throws it away, but a flag comes down from upfield. Shane Dronette putting big-time pressure once again on Bledsoe, but there's a penalty from the secondary.
Falcon defenders are covering the heck out of those Patriots.
This one will go against the Falcons, and they're going to call an intentional grounding against the Patriots.
Defense number 34. Intentional grounding. Offense number 11. Fouls offset. 3rd down.
They play it again. Going to call intentional grounding. There was nobody there. He was not outside that area. And so they'll throw the flag. You have to be, if there was a tight end on either side, that goes straight back. And that's the area he would have to be outside of. And then he would have to be able to throw at or beyond the line of scrimmage. There's nothing there, so they made the throw. And then down the bottom of your screen, Ray Buchanan, I didn't see that one. Ray Buchanan playing extremely well.
The word offset really fits well here. Yeah, forget the penalties. Third down and 10. Again, pressure on Bledsoe, and down he goes. The Falcons are an aroused bunch, and Travis Hall returning after missing several weeks with a knee injury, and the Falcons have gotten to Bledsoe 3 times today.
Not really thrilled. Rich Brooks, their defensive coordinator, is taking some chances, and the reason, there's Rich Brooks, the reason is his corners are eating the Patriot receivers alive. I mean, they are completely covering them all over the field.
Tom Tupa will punt, and Todd Kitchen back deep for the Falcons. Line drive kick, but a deep one. Kitchen at the 22. Lost his footing, and down he goes. By the way, this is the last game the Falcons will play outdoors the rest of the year. Every other game from now on will be played in the Dome. We'll be right back. Thus far for Drew Bledsoe as his team trailing 21-3. There is Terry Glenn talking with Sean Jefferson. Glenn, of course, out of action along with Troy Brown and Vincent Frisbee.
With an 88 on him.
Yeah.
That's the closest he's been to his jersey for a while. You can't dog Drew Bledsoe in today's game right now because he really doesn't have very many places to throw that football. The coverage by the Falcons has been unbelievably good.
Falcons from the 29. Jamal Anderson finds a slither of an opening and picks up about 3 on the play.
If you're wondering why that sack came, I call it a coverage sack. Look what Bledsoe is looking at. He wanted to get to Jefferson. There was nothing there. The underneath coverage, and then if you went to the other side, to Simmons, again, nothing there. So when you're looking and waiting for a guy to come open, you can see, look to the right first for Jefferson. They undercut him, somebody over the top. Travis Hall puts the clamps on.
This is an underrated Falcons secondary, and they're playing without Ronnie Bradford, one of their regulars. 2nd and 7. The stutter count again. Chandler with the short drop. It's tipped up in the air, and Chris Sullivan tipped it in the air, I believe.
Spires was dropping out. Yeah, Spires was dropping out on a zone blitz. Again, when you don't have the people, your regulars, your Willie McGinnis, your Henry Thomas, you don't have them all the time. You have to create something. Spires over here does a nice job of getting in the throwing lane, getting his hands up with that zone blitz, and knocking it down.
He's a rookie from Florida State.
Not a big guy, has better movement than he does size.
3rd down and 7. Willie McGinnis can only watch today. Good protection for Chris Chandler, and the pass broken up, intended for Terrence Mathis, and it was Steve Israel making the play. So the crowd urging on the Patriot defense, which holds, and the Falcons will have to kick.
Well, and Steve Sidwell, the defensive coordinator for the Patriots, rolls the dice that time. He comes with a blitz inside and jumps his coverage, and had that ball even been caught, it would have been short of the 1st down. They broke off the patterns because of the blitz, and it was an incompletion.
Dan Straczynski will be punting, and Chris Canty goes back for the Patriots. Straczynski's first punt of the game is fielded by Canty, and he steps out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Nearly 5 minutes gone by here in the 2nd quarter. It's the Falcons leading 21-3. Totally outplaying the Patriots offense. The only points came after an interception by Ty Law and a field goal. Otherwise, it has been Atlanta, and coming in 2 of the top scoring teams in the NFL. Falcons 5th in scoring, and the Patriots 7th. First down for New England at their 31. Drew Bledsoe with the pass to Ben Coates, and the tight end brought down by 3 Falcons after a game of 5.
That's smart. You catch him in his zone. Bledsoe just getting rid of the ball quick, letting it ball to Coates, picking up the first.
And slow getting up. The Patriot tight end who had struggled this season until last week when he caught 10 passes against the Colts, including a touchdown grab.
I think he may have, what the heck was that?
The box exploded momentarily.
I think
well, with our crack technical crew, we're going to put it together.
See, they're going to make Ben Coates leave for a play because of what the officials perceive as an injury. When that happens, you have an injured player. He has to leave for at least one play.
So Lovett Purnell, number 85, replaces Coates.
I think Ben Coates' voice may have gone up an octave or 2.
Or even 3, depending on the injury
severity.
2nd down and 5. Patriots have not even gained 1 yard per play. Bledsoe firing to Simmons, the rookie, and he's got it. Tony Simmons with a big catch, and they're going to mark it at the 21-yard line. And a big 43-yard play for Simmons, the rookie, who caught his first NFL pass a week ago.
Well, what he does well is he fights. And then Booker makes the mistake. See, he looked back and he slowed down. Simmons didn't stop. And the thing about Simmons that's impressive is his power. He's a fast guy, but he's also a strong guy. When you're playing outside, I want you to watch, just fight. See, you have to fight off the line of scrimmage. Booker doesn't do a very good job of getting his hands on him. And then I want you to watch, right at the end, he turned and looked back. That was the difference in the play.
Ben Coates is back in, and the handoff to Robert Edwards, who has not managed to do much thus far. And he is ganged up for what appears to be no gain.
But that play happened because Bledsoe stepped up, fought off some pressure inside, and dumped it because it looked like he was going to get taken down for a sack. And then Simmons keeps on fighting. They come with a blitz. He's right there. So you never leave your feet. Henry Crockett made a major mistake. You never leave your feet. When he's in the air, you have no control.
2nd down and 10, and Bledsoe going to the running back, Robert Edwards, out of the backfield, short of the first down by about 2 yards. Cornelius Bennett making the tackle, so the Falcons leading 21-3, and the Patriots are threatening here with under 8 minutes to go in the first half.
But they're not threatening with consistency from their wide receivers. And so if you're not getting that kind of play, if you're being covered, then you have to go to the others. You have to go to your running backs underneath. You have to go to some bunch. You have to create kicks. You have to create openings if your guys are being covered all over the field.
3rd down and 2, and they go to the run, and it's not there.
Oh, Stone.
The Falcons have stopped Robert Edwards, and it was Jesse Tuggle and Henry Crockett on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down and a decision here for Pete Carroll.
Well, it looks like Lovett Purnell is coming in, and they're gonna get after it. It's about toughness, and so much of this game is attitude. I'm looking at Ernie Zampese
Puffing away.
That's not a smokestack. That was Ernie.
4th and 2.
Hey, this is attitude.
Two tight ends on the 13-yard line. Purnell goes in motion. Bledsoe's got some time, loses the ball. It's a fumble. And the Falcons have it, and it's Chuck Smith.
He's going to score. Oh, there's one. Jefferson has a chance. See if he stays.
He will score. Chuck Smith will score. There are no flags down, and on a fumble recovery, the Atlanta Falcons have gone 71 yards for a big touchdown.
Dick, Travis Hall just made an excellent play. Besides the sack and the fumble, Travis Hall turned and picked off Jefferson, who was the only legitimate threat to tackle him down the field. Watch Travis Hall, number 98. He's right here. Jefferson is the only guy who can make a play. He turns and gets the push, and that's the end of the chance to save the tackle.
And you can add Lester Archambault into the mix because he forced the fumble. Right. So Archambault, and you mentioned Travis Hall, and of course the guy who did a lot of the work, the 71-yard run by Chuck Smith. So a defensive touchdown by the Falcons. They lead 27-3. How much worse could it get for Drew Bledsoe? Morton Anderson's pick is good, and this crowd is again stunned, and we've been saying that all day.
Well, look at Bledsoe. He has nowhere to throw the ball. His receivers have not gotten open, and it's history. It's going to get worse if they don't get open.
Tuck Smith getting much-needed oxygen. That is his second NFL touchdown, but for the Falcons, their fourth defensive touchdown of the season. And there you see what their defense has gotten them today. 2 turnovers into 14 points.
Lester Archambault did a nice power move. And again, he should turn around and kiss his secondary because they're giving Bledsoe nowhere to throw.
So to speak. Kickoff by Anderson.
If he touched that, it's going to go out right there. That's a mistake by Cullen.
Inside the 5-yard line. It was Chris Candy, I think, who might have gotten his hand on it.
Ruffin Hamilton is letting them know about it, too. See, if he touched that ball and goes out of bounds, it stays right there.
And that's exactly what happened, Matt. So the roof is caving in on the New England Patriots.
See if he touches it. Well, I don't know. Unless that official had unless it bounced off him or something, I can't tell. Because see, it doesn't look like he touches it at all. And if it goes out of bounds, a flag should be thrown, and it would come out to the 40.
You know, well, let's see. It's still bouncing.
Well, he didn't touch it there.
No, he never touched it there.
Well, unless it brushed against him, but I don't see how it hit Candy. Ruffin Hamilton was letting them know how stupid it was, but, I mean, from that vantage point, it doesn't look like it was touched at all.
Patriots will start from the 3-yard line. And what appeared to be a call that went against them that shouldn't have. Here is Bledsoe going deep to Sean Jefferson. And covered downfield by Ray Buchanan. The crowd looking for an interference call. None coming.
Well, you saw Pete Carroll arguing that call there, but this is what he was watching and seeing how it happens. He sees it, tries to give a little body English, and then there's the strip. The ball's in the ground. He's disgusted. Now watch. Now he gets a little bit of hope, because that's where he thinks, oh, maybe we're going to tackle him, and then Travis Hall bumps Jefferson off, and he goes, oh, no, this is, how much worse can it get? Well, his answer was on the ensuing kickoff.
Stay tuned. 2nd and 10. Cedric Shaw, the running back, number 23, from his end zone. Bledsoe's pass is incomplete, intended for Jefferson, and William White, the strong safety, defending on the play. So
Jefferson had some alligator arms right there. He knew William White was coming in the middle.
Again, we want to remind you that the Patriots short-handed with Terry Glenn, Troy Brown, and Vincent Brisby out with injury. Glenn could be coming back next week, as well as Vincent Brisby. But you're looking at the 3 wide receivers who have a total of 5 touchdown catches between them. That's a pretty big load not to have. 3rd down and 10 out of the shotgun. And Bledsoe completes to Simmons. First down to the 17-yard line. Buchanan covering, but the rookie from Wisconsin grabs it and a pickup of 14.
They need something. That's the first time, other than that broken play with Simmons before. And see, Simmons is young, and he's running that. What you saw right there was basically a college route. He wasn't selling anything, but he did do a good job of pushing him up the field and coming back to the ball.
He has great hands and
strong hands.
Pete Carroll said that he says an accurate hand placement for a ball that he's ever seen. Forced to play because of the injury. Flags are down on 1st down. Cedric Shaw. And we had movement all over the line.
Well, the guy who made the tackle, I believe, is the guy who jumped inside. That's William White. They came with a safety blitz inside. You have to have patience. Oh, hey, you're going to go the other way. That surprises me. A little bit of motion because William White jumped that thing inside. Tires are falling off for the Patriots here in this first half.
Illegal motion, offense, number 85 in motion toward the ball. Penalty is declined.
And it was Lovett Purnell, the tight end. Well, next week it's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. First, a battle between the top 2 teams in the NFC West. The 49ers, who play Carolina today, against the Falcons. And then Brett Favre and the Packers take on the New York Giants, plus other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Fox. Check your local listing. Second down and 10. Screen pass to Cedric Shaw out of the backfield. And he is tackled at the 23-yard line. 5 short of the first down. A gain of 6. Well, that NFC West matchup could find 2 7-2 teams. And you pointed out earlier, the Falcons will gain great respect. And any of those teams will when they can knock off the 49ers, and they'll have their chance next week.
Yes, and they're certainly a much better team than we've seen in previous years. And they're even better than they were the first time they played San Francisco.
Third down and 3. Bledsoe up the middle, has his tight end Ben Coates. Old reliable, and a first down. The play was blown dead, although the Falcons stripped it away.
I have not heard whistles quick right away. These are some late whistles. They've been coming in slow. Coach made the tackle and went down, but you're trained in this league to play till the whistle is blown. Listen to this.
I don't hear one.
It came right there at the end. And then Max Lane, and here it is on the other end. I just saw Max Lane got himself a hole in the...
Play was blown dead, not a fumble.
Ground can't call.
First down at the 30-yard line. Pressure on Bledsoe. Robert Edwards out of the backfield will pick up another first down for the Patriots. Out to their 41-yard line. Jesse Tuggle in on the play. And a gain of 12.
Yeah, that's Max Lane's keister sticking out of that hole. That is your basic hole in the drawers. And sometimes
needs a little repair work.
I think he does. You just get to the sideline and he starts stitching you up. Good thing is he has got some underdrawers, or we wouldn't have shown that thing.
Would have been censored by the board. First down at the 42-yard line for the Patriots. Trailing 28-3, needs something before intermission. Bledsoe over the top, and again.
Well, I think Jesse Tuggle got away with one right there, Dick. Yes, it was within the 5 yards. The ball was not tipped. But you can't whack him when the ball's in the air intended for Simmons, the receiver crossing underneath. Watch Jesse Tuggle, number 58. He's going to go up and hit him. Yeah, clearly that should have been a flag.
Well, that's 2 calls that went against the red and blue.
Jesse's trying to give it as quick as he can. That's
hoping for the best.
Yeah, that's what you do. Make the call for him. Maybe they'll bite on it.
Second down and 10. Under 3 minutes to go. And clock ran down. There was no whistle, and the pitch goes to Robert Edwards.
I don't get this. This is the slowest whistles I've heard.
Well, I saw the clock
not heard
go down to 0, and no whistle well before the snap. A loss of 1 on that play.
Yeah, see this thing. That's supposed to be blown for a lot of different reasons. You're trained in this league as a player to go until the whistle blows. And then when you don't, and you assume a guy's down, and somebody plays to the whistle, then flags start to be thrown, and that's wrong.
Third down and 11 for the Patriots, who trail 28-3. Bledsoe getting another rush. This time from Shane Dronette, and double coverage for Henry Eller downfield, and it is knocked away by Eugene Robinson. So trying to go deep to Henry Eller, and the flag is down at the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be a hold against the Patriots, and they'll decline it, turn it up to 4th down. Ray Buchanan is not getting up. He had the coverage on Henry Eller down the field, and then a nice job of the safety to get over in time.
4th down.
And Buchanan limping off,
yeah, to knock that ball away.
Going for Ellard as Bruce Armstrong, the left tackle, goes back to the bench.
Now, this is called playing center field. He's trying to throw to the man coverage outside to Ray Buchanan. Then a good job of Eugene Robinson getting over there. Buchanan staying with it. Got away with a little push there at the end.
And it's 4th down, and Tom Tupa will kick it away with 2:05 remaining in the first half. Todd Hinchen. This is a terrific punt, and it's going to drop. and take a Patriot bounce where it's down at the 7-yard line. And a 2-minute warning here at Foxborough with 1:53 showing on the clock. But all Falcons to the tune of 28-3. Report, Joe Buck and Ron Pitts will have scores and highlights from around the league, and our Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats, and that's all coming up on the Visa halftime report. Defensive effort by the Falcons major today with 4 sacks and 2 turnovers into scores.
And what doesn't come up in all those statistics is the job that defensive backs are doing, because there's really not been very many open receivers at all for Drew Bledsoe.
First down from the 8-yard line for Chris Chandler and the Falcons. Going with 2 tight ends. Jamal Anderson brings it out to the 12-yard line, and a flag is down. Anderson with 64 yards coming into the series and 2 touchdowns.
Timeout is taken by the Patriots, even though there is a flag.
That is the Patriots' first timeout, looking to get the ball back.
You know, Dick, I mentioned earlier when we gave that little graphic, is Phil Luckett, the referee.
Face mask, 5 yards only. Defense, number 97. To be added to the end of the run, remains first down.
I mentioned genetic poise, and I didn't really have a chance to expand on that. And his father's a bodyguard for a lot of the champion boxers. Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson,
Sugar Ray Leonard,
a lot of people, a lot of celebrities. He's been around that. And I think when you get exposed to a lot of people like that in situations like that, you have a sense of what it really takes to be there. And he has that sense. He carries himself that way. And I think that's a good thing, because he's comfortable in a lot of situations. And the game is not too big for him.
He learned and saw how classy they handle themselves around fans. First down and 1 following the penalty. Patriots timeout did not go into the books because of the penalty. And this is a running play to Jamal Anderson, and let you know how many teams are sorry about not drafting Jamal Anderson. He was the 24th running back picked in the 1994 draft. Here are the other running backs who were taken before.
You can give an argument he's better than every one of those players. I mean, certainly it's taken some time to get to this point. He showed up with Ironhead Hayward, and he's talking to Ted Johnson there, maybe saying, sorry about that straight arm I gave you on the goal line. But what he has is special, and he's had a chance to develop it. Now, he's playing a lot no more with Hans Bard out with the injury. That gives him a few more carries that he wouldn't have had. And I think they like what they see in him handling the ball all the time. Because the other facet of his game that we haven't talked about is he's an excellent pass receiver.
And he likes catching the ball in the open field and making something out of that. You saw just right behind Barry Sanders. And, of course, Terrell Davis leading the NFL. Anderson third in the league. First down for the Falcons on the 18. Gets another carry, does Jamal Anderson, and crosses the 21-yard line as we wind down to a minute remaining in the first half. And now the Patriots will call the timeout, and this is their first timeout of this opening half. Very impressive Atlanta showing thus far. The Falcons coming in 2-2 on the road, having lost to the 49ers and the New York Jets. And again, Atlanta very proud of the fact that they have one of the best records in the NFL right now at 6-2, with only the Broncos and the Minnesota Vikings ahead of them.
There's a lot of players in this team. That guy right there, that Billy Idol looking guy, that Travis Hall, he is, there are a lot of people don't know how good he is. This is him working out before the game. He's got a bad knee, and what he is a hard worker, but he's got a Howie Long first step. And every now and then, you know, he misses home. He just gets on the old phone and, hey, Mom, how are you?
I'm playing today, Mom.
You won't believe this. They're going to let me play.
Won't start, but I'll be in there. Play fake on 2nd and 7, and here is the tight end, Brian Kozlowski, and he's got the first down for the Falcons. short of the 30-yard line. So the plans of the Patriots to use timeouts, get the ball back, and perhaps get a score before half, diminishing in a hurry. And now Atlanta seeing a chance to possibly getting some points before intermission calls its first time.
Well, they thought about it first. They wasted about 9 or 10 seconds. You know, I don't think a lot of people realize how good this Atlanta Falcon team is. They're not a great team. I think Dan Reeves is still finding out himself just where they're at. But some players have stepped up. One of them, Bob Christian, their fullback. Jamal Anderson, you know they have. The offensive line right now is very assignment-oriented, but that's all they have to be. And then those wide receivers can make, you know, some plays down the field. And so this is an offense, when Chandler's in there, that has the ability to take steps up that ladder we spoke about.
No question about it. And they saw what happens when they don't have Chris Chandler in there. With Steve DeBerg, whose 44-year-old backup, had to take over against the Jets, and that was
ugly.
A nightmare. Yes, a nightmare for the Falcons. First and 10 at the 29-yard line. 44 seconds to go in the half. Chandler's going to put it up. And the pass caught by Terrence Mathis stops the clock and a first down. We've talked about the big game next week for the Falcons against the 49ers. And this is the rest of their schedule. Keep in mind that after this game, all of their remaining games will be played indoors on artificial turf in domes. And that's a winnable schedule for a team that's been pretty solid thus far.
But nobody is going to look at this Falcon team like they've arrived until they beat the 49ers. And they still have another half of football. They have to put two halves together. Still, the New England Patriots are capable of coming back in the second half and getting some points, especially if his receivers can get open, because Bledsoe has nobody to throw to here in the first half.
That's apparent, Matt, that having those three big wideouts out has affected that offense, as Tony Martin, the intended receiver on that pass, stopping the clock, 34 seconds to go. Those are Bledsoe's numbers. He's been sacked 4 times and coughed it up on 2 occasions. And one, Chuck Smith ran in 71 yards for a touchdown.
If you don't have guys who are getting open, then you have to create some things. So then you go to picks, or you go to little group bunch packages and force the defenders to lay off.
Second down 10. Again, Falcons trying to get to at least field goal range, and the pass caught by Terrence Mathis, and he goes out of bounds to stop the clock, and they'll spot it at the 37-yard line.
A lot of time to throw that ball, and Mathis does a good job of finding that spot in the zone, but they go here with a 4-man rush, all kinds of time to throw. And Mathis just finds himself behind the corner who's rolled up and in front of the safety, and then has the wherewithal and time to be able to run out of bounds.
22-yard pickup for Terrence Mathis, who began his career with the New York Jets. And with 28 seconds left now, this is the drive for the Falcons. They're on the Pats' 37. Picking up the blitz and the pass, and nearly intercepted, and it was the rookie Greg Spires who deflected an earlier pass. That was intended for Jamal Anderson.
Remember, I mentioned earlier, not a real big guy. He's on the short side, doesn't have a lot of weight to him, but he runs very well. I mean, that's Jamal Anderson. He's taken out of the backfield, dropping off that defensive line spot. He has good movement, and you can use that in a scheme. But what you'd like to have is a guy with size and speed outside to put pressure on. They don't have that right now.
Second and 10. And Chandler's pass, and it should have been intercepted right there. It was right into the hands of Willie Clay, the free safety. So the Patriots are just a beat behind just about every aspect of the game thus far. And they were on that play.
I think Chris Chandler thought he had Chad Eaton on the hard count, going with that long hard count, which he saw on tape last week that the Colts used.
10th play of the drive coming up. Those are Chris Chandler's statistics. 3rd and 10 on the New England 37. Inside handoff to Jamal Anderson, got hit once, and he gets it down to the 30-yard line, and Morton Anderson might be getting the call now. 10 seconds to go, and Anderson, who, no, he's kicked in domes. He has kicked 18 in a row outdoors and 9 consecutive field goals outdoors.
So you're putting the Stockton Maloiki on him?
Well, I don't think you can hear me.
It doesn't matter. You've sat at home before in games and the guy says, this guy hasn't missed a foul shot, and boink,
right.
banks went off.
Well, now I'm a little nervous. This will be a 47-yard attempt.
Putting you to the test, Stockton. See if you put the hex on.
No matter, it is a 47-yard attempt.
Okay, don't backtrack on me now.
Horton Anderson to attempt the field goal, and the holder is Dan Straczynski, the punter. 6 seconds remaining in the first half. Kick is blocked. And Horton Anderson has a field goal attempt blocked for the second time this year. I do not take responsibility for that.
You should. You should. People at home go, way to go, Stockton. You put the hex on him.
Eric Collins got in there and blocked the kick.
What happens when you're trying from a distance, the trajectory of the ball is lower. And it comes out this way instead of this way. And then a nice job of that hand getting up of Eric Collins, but it's because the trajectory of the ball is a little bit lower. You have to get a little more distance. Either that or he did a very nice job of aiming for Collins' hand and he hit it.
So the blocked field goal attempt, and the Patriots with 1 second remaining in the hand. So that's a small consolation for the New England Patriots, the way this first half has gone. And here is Drew Bledsoe with the Hail Mary. It's deflected and came very nearly deflected into the hands of a New England receiver. But that'll do it for the first half. The score, the Falcons 28, the Patriots 3, and the Patriots hear the fans booing. Joe Buck and Ron Pitts will have the Visa halftime report after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
Tonight, it's the biggest new night of the television season, the season premiere of The X-Files. But first, the greatest low blows ever caught on tape. Then, The Simpsons Go Hollywood with Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger. And Disco Fever strikes the funniest That 70s Show of the season. Then, the event you've waited for.
Mulder, I think we're onto something huge.
The X-Files season premiere, an all-new night tonight on Fox.
This month, another 18 million people will go online.
Email already outnumbers regular mail.
By nearly 10 to 1. By the end of the year, the internet will carry more information than all the telephones in America. Soon.
All our ideas will be free of borders.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Virtually all internet traffic travels across the systems of one company, Cisco Systems, empowering the internet generation.
Are you ready?
Is it in you?
We gave it exhilarating performance and the ultimate in luxury. Because we believe a great luxury car should do more than just take people where they want to go. It should bring them to their feet. The new RL from Acura.
Yo, man, slay some MD.
Translation. Let's record our favorite songs on minidisc.
Track 5 got no flavor.
Perhaps we should delete this selection.
Man, you got to flip the spins, yo. Cassettes are hurt.
Unlike cassettes, I can move tracks and re-record digitally up to 1 million times.
Yo, this is illin' like a villain, super macadocious, chilling off the hizzle, no diz out.
I have no idea what he just said.
Sony Minidisc, the digital way to record your music. At Hi-Fi buys, audio, video, and a boatload of know-how.
Home buyer beware. The I-Team investigates Monday at 6 on Fox 5 News. Welcome to the Visa Halftime Report. Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. That's everywhere you want to be.
And welcome to the Visa Halftime inside the Fox Television Center. I'm Joe Buck. That's Ron Pitts. The music's already started. It's time to talk fast. Let's check in on some scores. Game some of you are watching. Minnesota with that 7-1 record with the lead at the half by 10 at home over the New Orleans Saints with Brad Johnson back at quarterback. We check in Big D.
I tell you, Emmett takes the handoff here. He's going to go 32 yards around the outside. Guess what? He passes Hall of Famer Tony Dorsett, become the Cowboys' all-time leading rusher. Emmett had over 106 yards in the first half, but they go in tied up.
And that's because the Giants have a running game today, and they are 6-6 at the half. Other games, Atlanta at New England. The two head coaches talking it over before the game. This is turning into a blowout.
Yeah, they didn't talk about this. The Drew Bledsoe fumble on the sack. Atlanta recovers, and then Chandler takes advantage of it. Connects with O.J. Santiago for a 7-yard TD. Atlanta up 14-0 at the time, but Jamal Anderson, he's got more plans for more money, that is. Second touchdown of the day on a 10-yard run. And then things just get worse for New England. Lester Archambault with the hit, the pickup by Chuck Smith. And Joe, he's not going to lateral. I know you're thinking he's going to lateral. He will not give it up. I've been there. 71 yards, 28-3, Atlanta.
And you look at the Patriots after a 4-1 start, a record of 5-3, and it looks like it's going to end up 5-4 at the end of the day. St. Louis at Chicago, two Midwest teams struggling.
Yeah, Steve Stenstrom, he's going to get the start. He's going to find Curtis Conway in the end zone. 4-yard TD, 5 for 5. That's what Steve Stenstrom was on that first drive. Then Tony Banks, he gets into it, fires a Ricky Prohl for a 3-yard score. They were tied up 7-7. Tony Banks, another ad-lib out of the pocket. He says, I can't find anybody. I'm going to make it happen all by myself. Did you see that dance?
I did.
Good. 14-7 Rams.
They have already started the second half in Chicago at Soldier Field. Detroit at Philadelphia. The Lions are 0-6 on Sunday this season.
Barry thinking about what am I going to do to the Eagles? Well, while he's thinking, Charlie Gardner's out there and he's doing it. Handoff, barrels into the end zone. 3-yard touchdown in the second quarter. Philly up 7-0. Now 7-3.
The Eagles with the 30th ranked offense in the NFL, leading by 4 as they start the second half. Halftime score, AFC, Jacksonville all over Cincinnati at home, 24-0. There's Alan Thicke, there's Peyton Manning, there's growing pains, and it's 20-0, the Dolphins at home, leading the Indianapolis Colts early in the third quarter. Oakland at Baltimore. The Raiders have been rolling, but they trail by 7 at the half to the Baltimore Ravens. And as we talk about Minnesota, sometimes things just have a way of working themselves out.
Isn't that funny? Yeah, you know, the best thing happened for Denny Green because now, you know, Randall Cunningham happens to have the ankle, which is unfortunate for him, but it made the decision so easy for Coach Green. He says, Brad, you're in. And he just goes home tonight and sleeps comfortably, I would imagine, not having to worry about a quarterback controversy.
And with the new baby. He's got a new baby.
And a new baby. Everything worked out for Dennis Green across the board today.
Meanwhile, Atlanta just rolling it up on New England. New England's falling apart. Atlanta just continues to roll. They're off to the best start in franchise history, and it's going to be a big game next week right here on Fox as Atlanta hosts San Francisco.
Yeah, it gets back to the run game. They were able to start it with Jamal Anderson. And Jamal Anderson on the pregame show, you know, you can say he's cocky, but he's just very confident. When they get him going early, this team has success, and they stay in it.
He is a man, baby.
He's a manly man.
Ron Pitts, Joe Buck, Fox Television Center. Back to your game in just a moment as the NFL on Fox continues after this.
Week on Fox NFL Sunday. Jerry Rice and the 49ers go for the season sweep over Jamal Anderson and the Falcons. Then Brett Favre and the explosive Packers are in for a fight with Jesse Armstead and the G-Man.
Wow, this is going to be spectacular. All due speed, Mr. Long? That's fast, you know, speed just...
It's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader next week at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific.
A coach is a leader, a motivator, like a big brother.
A coach brings out the best in you.
He shows you what it takes to succeed. He's someone you can count on.
He's a friend when you need one. He's someone I'll always remember.
The NFL salutes all high school football coaches and congratulates David Weidell's former coach, Len Corto of New Britain, Connecticut.
Tonight, trust no one.
Hello? Hello?
This season, the end is the beginning.
I told you it was here.
The X-Files. The new season begins tonight on Fox. Fox unleashes the most savage pet attacks caught on tape. Killer whales, pit bulls, and more when good pets go bad. 9, 8 Central, Fox, Thursday.
Halftime here in Foxborough. The Atlanta Falcons lead the New England Patriots 28-3. And hope you're on the internet taking part in this week's You Call It bonus question, which is which team will have the most total yards in the second half. Log on to foxsports.com to play You Call It. And we'll return to Foxborough Stadium for the start of the second half after these messages from your local Fox station.
A lifetime of dreams. Super Bowl 33 on Fox.
New 99 Toyotas right off the drawing board, and the sharpest deals are at your Toyota dealer. A rugged, powerful new Toyota Tacoma, and it's loaded. All the features you want, and extra value packages save you up to $1,250. Get air conditioning, AM/FM cassette, chrome-plated package, floor mats, and more. Pick from a huge selection of 99 Tacomas at special introductory prices. Sharp deals are here. Head to your Toyota dealer and save. Everyday people.
My prayer is to linger with you at the end of the day in a dream that's divine.
I think big folks in Georgia should get presents during the holidays, too, and I can't think of any better present than $50 off your gas bill. I'm going to see Santa.
Just call 1-877-GO-SCANA. Switch your natural gas service to SCANA, and you'll get $50 worth of free gas, plus SCANA's guaranteed low price and great service.
I'm going to see Santa. I'm going to see Santa.
And tell me, young man, what would you like to have besides $50 in free SCANA gas?
Let's say these ropes represent frequent flyer programs, AirTran's A-Plus rewards, and the big airlines. At the top of each is a free ticket. Gentlemen, with A-Plus, 6 round trips get you a free ticket anywhere AirTran flies. Fly in our business class, and it only takes 3 round trips. It's the shortest distance between you and a free ticket. AirTran's A-Plus. It's something else.
Can I come down now?
What's bugging you? Monday at 10 on Fox 5 News.
Reset. Zortrak, master of the Alpine Galaxy. I fear nothing! Well, except a nice autumn day, when all the kids are outside and I'm stuck in here. Oh, but isn't there anyone who'll play with me? I'll let you in.
Welcome back to Foxborough. We're getting set for the beginning of the second half. The Falcons lead 28-3, and Jamal Anderson has 2 touchdowns, and Chuck Smith ran 71 yards. But the real story of this game, I think, would have to be the defense. And you pointed out early where the key defensive plays have been made by Atlanta.
Well, I think the biggest part has been in their secondary, because Drew Bledsoe's really had no place to throw the football. When he has had time, he's looked downfield and they've been covered. And so the secondary and the linebackers, the coverage unit of the Atlanta Falcons, I think, has played an excellent first half.
Now, what do the New England Patriots need to do? You talked about their receivers not getting open to come back in the second half of this game.
Well, I think when you can't just flat out beat guys, what you have to be able to do is you have to create some openings. And so what you do is you go to what's called a bunch package, where you take 2 or 3 receivers, and usually it's 3 receivers, and you bunch them all together. And that forces your defense to have to wait for you to declare, and it gives you a little bit of room to work with. And the other thing you can do if you're getting a heavy dose of man-to-man is you can go with some picks, which are supposed to be illegal in this league.
But is done.
Well, of course. I mean, it's never illegal until it's called. You just keep on doing it until it gets called.
So what you're saying is that the Patriots have to make adjustments, and they have to go into the bag of tricks a little bit, perhaps.
The other thing is if the Falcons go to more zone in the second half, being up by 25, then you'll be able to have some creases to work with.
Elijah Williams returning to the 21-yard line as we get the second half underway. Let's take a look at the halftime statistics. And the Falcons with a tremendous edge in rushing, passing, and total yards in the game, not to mention the other categories.
Yeah, it's just been dominant by the Falcons in the first half.
And those mistakes of 5 drop balls, 4 sacks, 2 turnovers resulting in 14 points. So this has been a one-sided game as both teams tied for first place in their respective divisions entering the game today. 2 tight ends for the Falcons on first down from the 21, and here is Jamal Anderson. Anderson gaining 79 yards on 16 carries in the first half, stopped by Collins and Johnson, the linebackers.
The other half of that quotient is defensively you have to take a couple chances. You have to obviously play solid run defense and not let him get going. Him being Jamal Anderson, but then you have to take some shots defensively to create situations for turnovers. Maybe an errant throw, or he tries to force the ball under pressure.
This is a tough offensive team that the Falcons bring in. Second down and 7. And the foundation is the running game. Jamal Anderson, and that time he is upended by Chris Sullivan. No gain on the play.
Yeah, Sullivan was right there. And Wheeler was there as well. Again, remember when you're talking about this Atlanta offensive line, it's not a dominant line. And so what you have to do is get off a block. That time he just threw Bob Whitfield to the side and was able to make a play. They're not physically dominant. They don't get a lot of push. You can get off your blocks, and then you can create something inside.
Fullback Bob Christian is lined up way to the right on 3rd and 7.
Nobody in the backfield.
Chandler with no protection, trying to get away from Slade, the linebacker, and he is knocked out of bounds by Steve Israel. So the Patriots take advantage of the very fact you brought out, that there was no one back there to help protect Chris Chandler.
And a good job down the field of coverage. They just gave the Falcons what they've been getting all half. Look at the coverage all around. No place to go. Jamal Anderson's looking underneath at the end, but it wouldn't have been enough for the first down. Everybody down the field had been covered. The one guy you saw come open to the other side was away from where he was. He couldn't square his shoulders to throw.
Dan Straczynski will kick from the 13-yard line, a high kick. Chris Canty fields the punt and runs upfield. And Canty brings it out to the 43-yard line, so it'll be good field position for the Patriots' first offensive foray. And New England with a good defensive stop on the first play of the third quarter.
All right, captains, we're going to have a coin toss now. If there's any team, we'll call it in the air. We want a good, clean game. We're all professionals here. Does anyone have change for $1?
What? Want to get away? Now you can with Southwest Airlines Friends Fly Free. Just buy a round-trip full-fare ticket, and a friend flies free.
You are now free to move about the country.
'Twas right before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring. Well, maybe a mouse. The children were nestled all snug in their beds while visions of presents danced in their heads. Then what to my wondering eye should appear but a speedy truck filled with packages and gear? Was it Santa rewarding those good girls and boys? Nah, just my Visa, the internet, and a site called eToys. But while eToys will take all your children's requests, they just won't accept American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
For Dodge Intrepid, we look beyond a great look
and took cab-forward architecture to a new place. With a spacious cabin, a very useful pass-through, and a cavernous trunk, Intrepid is an automobile for today, wrapped in a shape for the next millennium. Well equipped for as low as $20,495.
I'm Ted Johnson of the New England Patriots. If you support the United Way, as my teammates and I do, then you're already on the winning team. The NFL, the United Way, and you. The power of teamwork.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. The change is forever.
Wide receiver Jamie German in on punt coverage. Helped off the field, limping on his own power. Rookie from Miami.
Well, in this game, you never know. I mean, there's an old rule. Ted Hendricks, the all-pro, used to tell me, don't stand around a pile, don't get caught in a pile. Easier said than done. Jamie German ends up just getting twisted up in the middle of the pile.
Henry Ellard is in the slot to the right. First down at the 42 for the Patriots. Good protection this time. Robert Edwards. And Edwards appears to have a first down for the Patriots.
Again, still coverage down the field has been the story of this game. And you look at what's been going on. Ray Buchanan had been throwing a blanket over Jefferson. And then William White working on Coates. Buchanan again to the outside. And really, it's been a blanket all day long. There's not been really anything to throw down the field, which has forced Bledsoe to have to look elsewhere. And on the first play of the third quarter, his elsewhere is Robert Edwards in the check down. Now, as a defense, I'll live with that. I'm up by 25. I'll say, look, I'm going to take away your wide receivers. You beat me someplace else.
Yeah, you'll even give up Coates on the underneath pattern as well. As you see the pass distribution by the Patriots, and it has been the running backs leading the parade with 6 catches. First down out of the shotgun on the 48-yard line, and there's an open receiver, and it's Henry Ellard. And you mentioned how he played under Ernie Zampese's system with the old Los Angeles Rams and knows it well in a gain of 18.
Well, what he does here that's smart is he uses some motion to create a little bit of separation. And then Henry Ellard is finding the zone. Now, not going to beat you. Oh, they're going with a hurry up. I like this.
Down
this is good.
28-3, and good protection, but it runs out, and the pass is ruled.
Well, it's a catch by Ben Coates for a minus about 4 or so.
Lester Archambault, who stripped Bledsoe of the ball, leading to a defensive touchdown.
Lester Archambault is playing pretty well.
Yes, he is.
And here, they're going with the hurry up again. This is good. Now, this prohibits the Falcons from giving you a lot of different personnel.
Loss of 5 yards on that last play, and now a penalty is called. Bill Luckett, our referee.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 78, 5 yards, it remains, second down.
That's got to really bother Pete Carroll. A 5-yard penalty, false start against Bruce Armstrong.
Yeah, that's up top. He's working against Chuck Smith, and that's one of the reasons why he's trying to get out there quicker, because Chuck Smith will take that corner on you.
Drew Bledsoe sacked 4 times. He's been hit many other times. Has fumbled twice. It's been a rough afternoon for Bledsoe. Second down, 21 for New England, and the pass intended for Simmons thrown behind him.
Nowhere.
Incomplete, and that'll bring 3rd and long.
Coverage again. That time, that was Booker on Simmons. That was a 3-receiver route. And watch Simmons working on Booker. Gets his hands on him, gives him one place to throw. Or one place to run, rather. Remember, this is an offense that's based on timing, and if you disrupt the timing, you kill the route.
3rd and 21, and another whistle.
This is not good.
And they were sending everyone in there. Eugene Robinson from the secondary, and a timeout was called right before the snap by the Patriots. Early in the 3rd, Falcons by a wide margin. calling the timeout, and Ernie Zampese trying to cook up something for the Patriot offense on the Atlanta 41.
Well, this game's always about reactions and countering. And right now, Ernie Zampese is going to have to counter what's going on in that secondary because his receivers are being covered.
3rd and 21. Bledsoe, and the pass just too long for Sean Jefferson, who had beaten the defenders, particularly Ray Buchanan, and that will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Ray Buchanan was looking for Eugene Robinson in the middle, but he bit outside. See, his head was to the inside. You can't look at that. It's a zone, and he was expecting Eugene Robinson to be there, but had that ball been thrown a little bit inside or have Jefferson been able to break it off sooner, it had 6.
So that was an opportunity lost by the Patriots, who got into Atlanta territory. Tom Tufa with the kick. Todd Kinchin with the fair catch, and the Patriots unable to keep it in the field of play. So the touchback, and we'll come back to New England with a little more than 4 minutes going by in the 3rd. Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. First, the battle between the two top teams in the NFC West, the 49ers against the Falcons. And then Brett Favre and the Packers head to New York to take on the Giants or other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Fox. Check your local listing. First down for the Falcons on the 20, leading 28-3. Going with 2 tight ends most of the afternoon. Jamal Anderson gets a couple, and he's got about 84 yards. It was Lawyer Malloy and Greg Spires on the play.
And there was a guy you just mentioned, Lawyer Malloy, whose game I really like. Now, he's not quite there yet, but he is inside that tackle box as good as there is in this league. I was just talking to him before the game. I said, hey, now, Jamal Anderson, he's pretty tough. He said, look, if he has a ball, he's getting hit. He will hit anything.
AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his 2 interceptions in the 4th quarter against the Colts. 2nd and 8. And again, they go to Anderson, and the Patriots stop them cold. Willie Clay forcing it from the secondary, making the stop at a -1 for Anderson.
Now, that's one of the adjustments we talked about. You have to roll the bones a couple times. Willie Clay walks up from his secondary position, and they come with him off the corner. He's unaccounted for. You can watch, he's going to show up over here. Here he comes. There's no one there. He's not accounted for in the blocking scheme because he's outside that box, and he makes the play.
3rd down and 9 on the 21. Todd Kinchin in at wide receiver. He's in the slot. Patriots on the blitz. Chandler, and it's caught by Terrence Mathis. A very difficult grab by Mathis, and a 1st down and a 14-yard pickup to the 35.
And an excellent job by Chris Chandler. I mean, you have to wear some big pants to make this throw because they're bringing numbers, and he's coming clean. He sits right in front of that, Spires right on his face, and then watch the adjustment. But that is a great job of getting back to the ball by Mathis. And he'll let you know he has the 1st.
Great concentration by number 81. 4 catches for 56 yards. 1st down, Falcons on the 35. Chandler getting more time, and the pass is caught at midfield by Tony Martin. And Martin making the grab, good for 15 yards. And this is why Chris Chandler, when he gets in rhythm, awfully tough to beat.
Well, and he's getting rhythm because not only will Jamal Anderson 32 run, he'll also block if you ask him to. And Lawyer Malloy goes in there and throws him, but it doesn't matter because the time was already given, and Martin's able to run that route to the inside on Ty Law.
Tony Martin's 1st catch of the day. Another 1st down for the Falcons at midfield. They put Anderson in motion, and the pass is caught by Jamal, and he is ridden out of bounds, and he's only about 3 yards shy. Well, Coming up, the X-Files tonight season premiere, Matt, right here on Fox.
A lot of strange things go on that X-Files show. Excellent show.
And you'll get home in time to see it at 9, 8 Central.
They're just blowing that thing all over the place, aren't they? That guy, you see that guy? That thing blew up right in front of his face. It was an explosion. Those eyes never blinked.
True patriot.
So to speak.
2nd down and 2. On the 42 of the Patriots. The solid drive, at least until that play, but Jamal Anderson thrown back by Todd Collins for a 3-yard loss.
One thing the Patriots haven't been able to do here at the 8 minutes gone in this third quarter really is pressure channel, because they've pretty much taken care of the run here in this quarter, and they've taken some shots and they've brought some blitzes, but they haven't been able to get any kind of pressure without bringing numbers.
3rd down and 5 for the Falcons, who have controlled the ball well in their first possession of second half. And here is the Chandler, and intended for Martin, covered by Law, and the flag comes down from way back on the 15-yard line. And let's see if Ty Law is called for pass interference, and that'll be it. It'll be a 1st down for the Falcons as a result.
Working outside, Ty Law draws the coverage, gets his hand, there's the ball.
Right there.
And that's what they're going to call. Terrence Mathis, meanwhile, was wide open in the middle of the field. But he made the throw, and Ty Law was hoping that they weren't going to call that.
Coming into this game, the Falcons leading the NFL in time of possession over 32 minutes and doing a good job of it here in their first possession of the third quarter. They've had the ball for quite a while. First down on the New England 31. Jamal Anderson moves the pile, and does he ever, for about 5.
That's what I was talking about how he pushes the crease. It doesn't have to be a big area. Watch it. Well, there's nothing really there, but there he finds just that little crease, and then you just run through things. Ted Johnson and Eaton Spires is there, but look at this down here. See the legs moving? He never, ever stops moving. He keeps his feet churning and those legs driving forward. Imagine he's like a guard in the backfield from the waist down.
And a busy workhorse today with 22 carries for 85 yards. 2nd and 5. There you go again, a Jamal Anderson, and just chewing up the clock. It'll be 3rd down and short coming up for Atlanta with under 6 minutes to go, and they've kept the Patriot defense on the field for a long time.
I want you to watch his legs. And some guys are about feet and vision. Jamal Anderson is about power and balance. He has nice feet, but watch how he never stops. He keeps on churning. Even into the hole as he's going, he's still churning as he's falling down. You're in high school, college, little league, and you're a running back. Watch Jamal Anderson. From the waist down, that's the way you do it.
3rd down and 2 on the 23-yard line. And they give this to Anderson, and not that time. He is stopped cold, and that'll bring up 4th down. Still 2 yards short of the 1st down, and Morton Anderson will be coming on to try a field goal. Anderson had one blocked from the 47 as time ran out in the first quarter.
Which, incidentally, was your fault, for those of you at home.
No, I've thought about it, and I will take responsibility.
Okay.
40-yard attempt coming up now. He's due.
There you go.
Anderson's field goal attempt, and it's good. A line drive that just went over the crossbar, and Morton Anderson has added to the Falcon lead. It's now Atlanta 31, New England 3. We'll be right back.
This is a world only a few know well. A world of risk and uncertainty,
where the roads can take you to success or prosperity, or sometimes to no place at all. This is the financial world. For decades, banks and investment firms of mountainous size have ruled the land. Yet high above the horizon, another mountain has risen. A mountain called First Union, with 16 million customers.
Continue to roll on for the New England Patriots. That is the third turnover committed by New England. Bledsoe throwing it right into the hands of Keith Brooking, the rookie linebacker. And it's just one of those days for the Patriots, but for the Atlanta Falcons, shaping up as what'll be a huge road victory. First down at the 41 of Atlanta. Chris Chandler on the play fake. And Chandler's pass, and Ty Law has picked it off again. That's his second interception.
Ty Law is good.
Intended for Tony Martin, and that's 2 today for 24.
That's kind of surprised me. You're up by 28 points. You think you just kind of put this one in the bank and run it out, but he tries to use that against him by going with play action. But the guy who has not stopped fighting all day long is Ty Law. Had a great break on the ball, nice concentration, and read this perfectly, was manned up outside on Martin.
You know, you've got a great point there. You've got a Jamal Anderson in your backfield who can kill the clock on his own, and now you throw a pass, a 20-yard pass. Law with his 7th interception of the year.
He's pretty good there. That Ty Law is a pretty good player.
And the Patriots in Falcon territory. First down, Bledsoe going deep for Sean Jefferson, and Jefferson makes the catch and is tackled at about the 2. It was Ray Buchanan who he beat that time.
Got on top of him, a nice job of protecting for Bledsoe. He's able to see this outside, a double move. I don't know who's holding whom, but they're banging each other. The ball's in the air. Credit Jefferson for getting the separation. The ball's thrown. And really a good job of Buchanan holding on to that wrist. Watch how he holds on to the wrist to throw him.
Looked like he tried to knock the ball away at first. A 46-yard gain. And it's first and goal for the Patriots on the Falcon 2. Patriots with 3 tight ends in the formation. Wide open fake. Bledsoe's pass. Touchdown to Ben Coates.
Was wide open. Nice choice of play action. Coates, one of the toughest things in all of football. Last week on our Fox field in the studio, they showed how John Mackey would make this work. Nice job of Bledsoe selling the fake and then coming out. And then Coates just slips by. You have got to honor the run fake. And Coates uses that against him, slips to the outside, and it's 6.
Adam Vinatieri for the extra point. It's good. And it was Ty Law with his 2nd interception of the game who set it up. And Ben Coates with his 4th touchdown catch of the year. And so the Falcons with a questionable call of keeping the ball in the air with a big lead, and now sees it rebound against them. And the score now, with 1:26 remaining in the 3rd quarter, the Falcons lead 31-10.
Yeah, you saw Ray Buchanan there at the end and wanted to yell at the official. William White is getting him out of there. And he's claiming that he was pushing off, but they were jostling back and forth. And in the course of a route like that by Jefferson, you're going to get your push, you're going to get your shove both ways. And it turns into 6. But it's the play action. And watch Coates, he's up here. See, as you come inside, you have got to honor this. And then everything goes this way. Your linebackers follow it. Coates is wide open. Actually, the ball should have been thrown right there. Tough coverage, Dick. That's really tough coverage.
First touchdown of the game by the Patriots, and it comes as a result of the turnover. And it's now 31-10.
So a 3-touchdown game, and actually, hey, all these people leaving right now could be a little too soon. All it takes is one play, it's 14 points. You have a whole quarter to go.
Hope these fans can get back in.
Yeah.
Kickoff out of the end zone. touchback, and the Falcons will start from the 20-yard line. There you see the fans walking out, getting to their cars, and when they do, it'll be a pretty long traffic jam on Route 1.
But that's good right now, because as soon as Keith Brooking made that interception, literally, people stood up and rushed to the aisles, and there was a mass exodus.
It was on cue.
It was amazing. It was like it was supposed to happen. But some guys see it, and they're coming right back. They said, forget it, 21 points, give me my blankie, I'm coming back.
Yeah. Where's my seat?
This guy's wearing his blankie.
Falcons first down on the 20-yard line. Again, they have 2 tight ends, and the handoff is to Jamal Anderson. And Anderson gets a couple of yards as we wind down to a minute remaining. Here in the third quarter, the Falcons have won 11 of their last 14. Starting from the second half of last year, when they were 6-2, to the 6-2 start this year, they have been impressive. But now the Patriots have a glimmer of hope here. Under a minute to go in the third, 2nd and 7. Flags are down, and the pass is caught on the slant by Terrence Mathis. And Mathis, looking for running room, gets some and brings it out to the 45, and a gain of 22 yards. And let's see whether the Patriots were drawn by the hard count of Chris Chandler.
Yeah, it was Wheeler, 97 inside, who jumped. So they'll decline that one. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 45.
Offside, defense, number 92. Penalty is...
Well, he meant Wheeler, see, Collins never moved, so it was Wheeler, 97, and then Mathis working outside on Canty. Canty lets him get to the inside, and then the missed tackle turns it into a big one. Nice job by Ty Law of working off Tony Martin, be able to come back and make that play.
Down to the final seconds of this third quarter. First down at the 45 of Atlanta. Jamal Anderson with a call, and that will be the last play of the period. And that is the end of the third quarter with the score. The Falcons 31 and the Patriots 10. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a word from your local Fox station. Second down and 7. Chandler on a screen pass to Anderson, and there goes the option pass downfield. Intended for Mathis, and Ty Law doing a great job staying with him. He wasn't fooled at all by that maneuver.
Ty Law is better than pretty good. Ty Law is excellent. Ty Law can play with any corner in the league, and he's getting better. And Jamal Anderson just seemingly stopped, and he froze Chris Slade. Watch him stay with his coverage. He's looking back, but he smells a rat, so he stayed. That's outstanding. It doesn't get better than that by Ty Law. Watch this. He freezes Chris Slade, and then he just heaves it up there. That's a bona fide mallard he threw.
Third down and 7. Here's the pressure put on, and the pass caught by Terrence Mathis. He's having a big series, and a first down to the 15-yard line. That was a gain of 14. So Terrence Mathis over the 100-yard mark in receiving in this game.
And he's working there against Chris Canty. Chris Canty's kind of been having a rough season. I think he's going to be okay. He's got to learn how to play with what he has. You've got, Clint Eastwood, man's got to know his limitations. He's got to know what he is and what he isn't, and play more to his strength and hide his weaknesses.
And again, Chandler fell down. Looks like he got his feet caught up with Robbie Tobeck, the center, going back, and Tobeck helped up by, or I should say Chandler helped up by Kozlowski. We've seen that a few times this year with quarterbacks getting messed up that way.
You can watch him inside, watch his feet. And Tobeck right there, see, he takes a drop step with his right foot because he's trying to reach outside on Wheeler. And so he's got to get there as fast as he can. The interesting thing with Tobeck, he became a robber. See, he was a Robbie for a lot of years. And then last year, he just kind of decided that, you know, he's too big to be Robbie, so he became Robbie.
And he was the best man at Drew Bledsoe's wedding. They both were at Washington State.
That's when he was still Robbie.
2nd and 11, the pass thrown underneath to Mathis, who makes the grab, and they can't stop this guy. 5-yard gain by Mathis, and an injured Patriot down, Todd Collins.
Yeah, he's not getting up, and the coverage he was all over Mathis.
Collins working to get up on his own power.
He's a tough guy. You can see that he's got the knee brace going on down here. He's got assorted ailments all over, but you just keep on going.
I'll tell you, this New England Patriot team knows that it's going to be a marathon the second half of this year.
This is real nice right there, hanging off his hanging off his face mask.
Sure, they'll towel that off before long. But the Patriots, one of 4 teams tied for first at 5-3, and they need to get their offensive players back and to get their masks cleaned up.
They finally, somebody couldn't take it anymore and just wiped it off.
I think it was you.
Never bothered me.
3rd down and 7. Chandler now running. And Chandler, who has been injury prone in the past, and the Falcons sorely need him to stay healthy, runs for the first down inside the 5.
I believe if I was one of his offensive linemen, I may have tackled him from behind. Don't you get it? When you play, we win. You're up by 21 points. Get down. Don't try to run through somebody.
Really taking a chance on that one, especially with a 31-10 lead.
But you can't. You see, the problem is he's a competitor.
Right.
And that's not a problem. That's what you want. And you get out there and you just react.
You want him healthy, though.
Oh, absolutely.
1st and goal at the 3. 3 tight ends. Play fake. Chandler. Toss. Touchdown. Ed Smith, the 3rd tight end, grabs the touchdown catch, and the Falcons, still early here in the 4th quarter, now lead it 37-10, and a flag is down.
Nice job of staying alive by Chandler. This is going to go against the Falcons.
Offside offense, number 86. 5-yard penalty. It remains. First down.
So scratch Ed Smith from getting the touchdown. It would have been his first of the season.
Well, he lined up on that left side, and he went, here he is, right here. He ends up dragging all the way across. I don't know, run that one back. I don't know, I don't see it. I don't see that at the start unless he...
In fact, it would have been his first catch of the season. Instead, it's 1st and goal back to the 8-yard line.
He must have missed that one.
And it's still 31-10.
Maybe he just lined up offside.
Jamal Anderson already has 2 touchdowns, drives it down to the 2, and another penalty marker throw. Ted Johnson on the stop.
That's going to be a hold, and they'll bring that one back. Let's watch Ed Smith on that previous play. Could have been that he lined up offside because certainly didn't see any movement. That could be it, because the line would go right through here. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that's what it was.
Holding offense, number 61, 10 yards. It remains first down.
That is Robert, used to be Robbie Tobeck.
I think I'm just going to go with Bob.
Thank you.
Bob is a mature Robbie.
Or Bobby Tobeck.
How about Roberto?
So 2 penalties marked off against the Falcons here.
There's Tobeck right here, 61, and he's got the hand. He got that right hook right there.
1st and goal.
Usually they leave them alone. When they get the hands, the offensive linemen are trained inside. He had inside the framework. They generally leave that thing go.
Well, they were down to the 3. Now they're back to the 18. Still 1st and goal. Running play to Jamal Anderson. Nothing there. And Chris Slade coming in to make the play. And it'll be 2nd down and long as we have 5 minutes elapsed here in the 4th quarter with the Falcons in front of the Patriots, 31-10.
Dick, the Falcons have never really let the Patriots in this game emotionally. They never let the crowd in. They came out and scored first, and then after they got the fumble recovery and the 14-point lead, it's been kind of just a blah day.
And they're the blah fans right now who have remained. 12th play of the drive on second down. Anderson, and we're going to have another flag. This one will be against the Falcons, I believe. Ball start, apparently.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense number 70.
Bob Whitfield specifically. So backward they go, the Falcons. They had first and goal at the 3, and now they'll be back to the 22.
On the interim, or in the interim, I should say, the clock is now down under 10 minutes. And so they're getting what they want out of it. Even if they go backwards another 15 yards, they're still going to continue to run that clock down. The Falcons have to feel pretty good about obviously the start coming away up here in New England. If they can continue this for another 9 minutes, it's a big win.
Second and goal at the 22-yard line, and there's the pass to Santiago, and he's over for the touchdown. O.J. Santiago, his second touchdown catch of the day, and it doesn't matter whether it's second and long, third and long. Chandler found 88.
Dick, well, my ears were, did Santiago just do some kind of falcon bird thing there? He was kind of flapping, and I heard a like a bird. If he did, that's pretty sorry. Well, that's a big bird. There's only one big bird I know, and he resides in Sesame Street. There's Chandler. Well, they came with a blitz, and they picked it up fine. And then Santiago got down there and flapped his way into the end zone.
Now you know two big birds. Extra point by Morton Anderson is good. And